It's time for Access the Experts from the University of Nebraska at Omaha with your host, Brandon Axamit.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Access the Experts on News Channel Nebraska. Now today we have the pleasure of hearing from Hanif Sufizada, who is the Coordinator of Education and Outreach Programs at UNO's Center for Afghanistan Studies. So Hanif, today's question is, how are the Taliban financed?
Thank you for the question, Ms. Brandon. I would be happy to talk to you today about Taliban's finances. But for our audience to know the Taliban's finances, first they need to know how they financed their insurgency to win the war. That is a big question. Now, I would like to touch on this point a little bit not in detail, but briefly. Taliban's finances come from different sources. For example, it comes from drugs, it comes from mining, it comes from extortion and taxes, it comes from charitable organizations from different countries, it comes from real estate, and it also comes from specific countries such as Iran, Pakistan, Russia, and probably Qatari government. So now that the Taliban are in control of the Afghan economy, how are they going to finance the government? Waging a war is one thing, and running the whole government is another thing. We understood that the Taliban formed an economic commission, and they appointed Haji Muhammad Idris as the acting governor of the Central Bank of Afghanistan, or the Afghanistan Bank. With that, they want to try to, sort of alleviate the economic problems of Afghanistan, but that may not be very easy because Afghanistan is already facing acute economic problems. There's increasing inflation, there's soaring food prices, there's unemployment opportunities, and there's also lack of investment and flight of funds, and there's a brain drain. Who is going to run the whole economy while all those bright guys have left the country, or they're trying to leave the country? Now, there's also financial constraints for Taliban themselves, because Taliban cannot access the nearly 10 billion in reserves, which is in Afghanistan reserve, which is still sitting in a New York Federal Reserve Bank. So similarly, Germany has stopped its funding. For example, Germany stopped 300 million in aid to Afghanistan. And also IMF has suspended its 440 million SDR allocation to Afghanistan. So these are some of the main constraints that the Taliban regime is facing. But now, how are they going to finance the whole economy, and how are they going to run, and how are they going to give salaries to their employees? So that's a big question. It is said that the Taliban will be looking for funds from Russia, from China, from Pakistan, or from Qatari government. But this funding will be very short term. But for the long term, they will have to form an inclusive government where everybody has a say in the government. Like they will have to include Tajiks, Hazaras, and other minority groups, so that they are internationally recognized by international community. Once they are recognized, I assume the funds will flow to the country, and the Taliban and the Afghan people at large will be at ease, because they have been facing so many economic hurdles right now. Thank you very much. And for more information, please visit our website at Center for Afghanistan Studies at the University of Nebraska at Omaha. Thank you.
Access the Experts, presented by the University of Nebraska at Omaha. If you have questions, submit them on our website. Then join us every Tuesday and Thursdays at 6:46 a.m. and p.m. while we answer your questions.